Happy Wednesday, everybody. Max here with your fix. Coming up, we got some bad news and some good news for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers, and the author of the Witcher novels reveals one little detail he wished he didn't put in the books because of how the video games handled it. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get the bad news out of the way. Continuing the running theme of everything getting more expensive because of reasons, Microsoft announced this morning that the price of Game Pass Ultimate will be going up. In the US, it's jumping from $19.99 a month to $29.99 a month, or an extra $120 a year, which is an increase of 50%. In the UK, the jump is slightly higher, with Ultimate rising from $14.99 to $22.99, or an extra £96 a year, which is an increase of just over 53%, which is quite a hike. The shakeup introduces three upgraded Game Pass plans. There's Essential, Premium, and Ultimate. Game Pass Core subscribers will automatically move to Essential, Standard subscribers will transition to Premium, and Ultimate subscribers will remain in the Ultimate plan. While Ultimate is now more expensive, Premium, which replaces Standard, remains at $14.99 in the US, and Essential, which replaces Core, remains at $9.99 a month in the US. Did you get all that? I think it makes perfect sense. Totally clear. Meanwhile, PC Game Pass is also getting a price hike. Stateside, it'll jump from $11.99 to $16.49 in the US, and in the UK it's going from $9.99 to $13.49. These prices will take effect today for new subscribers, but they will go into effect for existing members on November 4th. Okay, so that's the bad news. The good news, Game Pass Ultimate isn't just getting more expensive for no reason, it's also getting a bunch of new perks to sweeten the deal or soften the blow, depending how you're looking at it. For starters, Microsoft is promising more Day 1 games, specifically more than 75 Day 1 releases a year. This includes all the new releases published by Xbox Game Studios, as has been the case, but also more games from third parties. It's unclear how much of an increase this will be compared to the previous lineup, or what kind of games we can expect. Sometimes Day 1 games are big, huge, shiny, almost AAA titles like Atomfall or Expedition 33, and sometimes they're smaller scale indie fare like Blueprints or Wheel World. That's not to say that one kind of game is better than the other, but if you were to buy the games on their own, it can mean the difference between shelling out $50 for one and shelling out $20 for one, and depending on how many games you actually play on Day 1 and how much you actually play them, spending an extra $120 a year for Game Pass might not be as much of a deal as just buying the games on their own. But wait, there's more! Xbox also announced that the Game Pass Ultimate library will include Ubisoft Plus Classics, which adds dozens of games from the publisher's back catalog, and starting on November 18th, Ultimate subscribers will also get access to Fortnite Crew at no additional cost, which includes access to the Battle Pass du jour and 1,000 V-Bucks plus some other bonuses. When you consider that Ubisoft Plus Classics is already $8 a month in the US and Fortnite Crew is $12, that $10 increase to Game Pass Ultimate is theoretically a pretty good deal. That said, how many people who are playing enough Fortnite to justify a Crew membership are also interested in burning through Ubisoft's back catalog and staying current with Day 1 releases from Xbox? There's definitely an audience for this new model, but time is money, and at some point the amount of money you're paying for games will get too high for the amount of time you actually have to play them. And of course, because dropping more Assassin's Creed games than you could physically beat in a month without the use of time travel, Hogwarts Legacy was also just added to the Game Pass Ultimate library today. If you aren't one of the 34 million people who helped make it the best-selling game of 2023, now is your chance to check it out, and that brings us to our final story. Speaking of schools of witchcraft and witchery, Andrzej Sapkowski, the author of the novels that were the basis for the Witcher video games, recently gave a Q&A on Reddit where he revealed one single concept that he wished he'd never included in the books: the idea of different Witcher schools. A single sentence about some school of the wolf mysteriously made its way into The Last Wish, Sapkowski wrote, referring to the short story first published in the early 1990s. He continued, "I later deemed it unworthy of development and narratively incorrect, even detrimental to the plot. Therefore, later I never included or referenced any Witcher, Gryffindors, or Slytherins again. Never. However, that one sentence was enough. Adapters, particularly video game people, have clung to the idea with remarkable tenacity and have wonderfully multiplied these Witcher schools completely unnecessary." For context, CD Projekt Red acquired the video game rights from Sapkowski in the early 2000s for a lump sum of less than $10,000. Since then, The Witcher 3 alone has sold over 75 million copies, which makes it one of the most successful video games of all time, so you can kind of see why he might be a little bit salty about the matter. That is your fix for Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. If you want to grab a stack of good games that won't break the bank, head over to Humble. Live now through October 7th, you can grab 8 incredible games, including WWE 2K25, Destiny 2 Legacy Collection 2025, The Plucky Squire, and Return to Monkey Island for just $14.99. Every purchase helps support veteran-led humanitarian organization Team Rubicon, which is helping deliver aid where it's needed most. By joining in, you're not just building your library, you are helping communities recover and rebuild. And on top of that, you can also use the coupon code SEP2510 to get 1 month of Humble Choice for only $10. Head over to humble.com to find out more. Thank you for watching, everybody. As always, for everything gaming, you are already in the right place. IGN, have a great Wednesday.